Good morning, everyone. I'm getting set up here. How y'all doing? It is Friday, July 23rd, opening of the Olympics. Yay! Every morning when I get up, I grab a cup of tea and sit on the couch for about 20 minutes and just, see what's happening. And I turned it on and I was just shocked that they were still in the opening ceremonies. And I think honestly, I saw the best part. If you didn't see it, you may want to at least go watch the last half hour. I did not know that in 1963, I think, was when it was in Japan before, and that's when they came up with those universal signs, like somebody walking or somebody with a dog, or so that they could transcend all languages there. So what they did was so cool. They had people in these outfits, or a couple people, acting out those different things. And it was amazing. Okay. And then the torch part where I mean, I could have almost cried. Okay. Let's just come together and watch those kids work their tails off. I just think it's so exciting. I then I was on the TV. I was on the TV. I watched a little bit, I think on NBC. They're hosting it and they did some recaps of earlier stuff. I'm hoping that I can get on Netflix and maybe watch the whole thing and so tomorrow. Super excited to see the skateboard. Of course, we love the gymnastics. I loved, okay, here we go. There were so many women represented. I loved that. And I won't say, if you didn't see, who got to light the big torch. Oh, that just, God, made me happy. So anyways, let's get started with today. I kind of have a lot of business, but we've got new rulers in the shop, and I'll tell you about that when I'm done. Very happy about that. Okay, so you've all been so good by sending in photos to me, and that gives me an opportunity to do show and tell. So while I'm thinking about it, okay, next Monday, Ricky starts his cool kaleidoscope class. He will be talking about fabric options in that first class. All right. So yes, you can pull from your stash. Yes, you can. But people are asking me, and I'm like, I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole. I mean, he has this kaleidoscope down to a science. And what's so cool about this cool kaleidoscope, about this quilt, is that even if you ordered a kit from us, your cool kaleidoscope is not going to look like the next person's. So that is really fun and exciting. So he will talk about that on Monday. On Wednesday, Barbara's going to come, same time, same place. On Wednesday, Barbara's going to come and talk to you all about the forum, because I know it can be a little daunting. Then Friday, Ricky will do again. He's giving you work time. And then next Monday, he's on again. And then Barbara is here on Wednesday for the BOM, like she does once a month. And then Friday, Ricky wraps it up. I will be back on the 9th of August, all right? And we'll do a couple weeks before we go into taping. So we're kind of at whack-a-mole right now, whack-a-mole. So I don't know what I'm going to do in my time off, other than as soon as I'm done with this today, I'm heading with Robin over to Needle in the Haystack in Alameda. You have to have an appointment to go there and laces. I wish you could teleport yourself and come with us. Great places. Although I've never seen Needle in a Haystack, but everybody in my group was saying, yeah, that's where you got to go. So I'm looking at, let's see. Okay, I don't want to say I'm in trouble, but I have been instructing you incorrectly with these $100 coupons. These were, I say to you, if I have influenced you in buying a Bernina, let me know, and I'll fill this out, and then you get $100 back from Bernina USA. I was doing it after the fact you bought it. They want me to send it. Yeah, get rid of that. They want me to send it to you before you purchase it. Okay. So like, let's say, you're going to go this weekend and buy a Bernina. Let me know today so I can get this out in the mail to you. And it should be dated before, and then it's the thing to prompt you to go in and buy. But then, guys, you only have 30 days to turn it around. So I am changing the course of the Titanic right now, or the spaceship, because I have been doing it wrong. And they're not mad at me. It's just that this was originally set up for in-store events. So I would come there, or Angela would come in there, I mean, Amanda would come in there, and we would say, if you buy it here, I can give you one of these. But because it's all gone virtual, it's just, it's a different game. So if you're gonna buy one, and I have tipped you to do this, let me know immediately. I will get this out to you, and then go buy your machine and send this off. All right, so I hope we're clear on that. A couple of you have gotten emails from me on that. So let's see. Okay, what did Kathy? Kathy said NBC is showing the entire ceremony again later today. Check for local times. I'll tell you what, it makes me want to go to Japan, like now, it was breathtaking, and I only got a half hour of it. Okay, so I got my little checklist here. Let's take a look at what I have here for show and tell, all right? So I got this from Joan, and this is embroidery that she did on her, I think she said her Bernina, and she didn't want to just do it side by side. She wanted to do something fun and funky, and it's actually for her granddaughter. What struck me, besides kind of the crazy patch aspect of it, was that totally cool border. And then she sent a picture of her baby, her grandbaby, under it. And I wasn't going to show it, but you don't know who Joan is, and you don't know where she lives, but oh my gosh. Oh, that makes all of us bubbies happy. All of us. So if you have a machine with an embroidery unit and you're not using it, you really need to learn it and get with it, because, I mean, what does grandma do with something like that? It looks like she still has all her teeth too. Nava just lost her second one in 1 week. Okay, and then this is from Peggy, and Peggy just finished it. And what is so cool about this with Peggy is she told me a lot of very personal things that are represented within this quilt. And the one I'll share with you is the outside edge is a daisy border, and that's what she had at her wedding. Well, guess what? That's what was at my wedding too, Peggy. But there's a lot of secrets in this quilt, and I hope, Peggy, that you document them on the back side of it. But I have trained you well, I know, because she sent me pictures of the back so we could see the quilting. I do not know who quilted that. Maybe it was you, maybe it wasn't, Peggy, but whomever gets an A+. There's geometrics with soft curves, equal amount of quilting. It's just beautiful, just beautiful. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is monochromatic. And I feel like there's something I should be telling you. Well, that's okay. Anyways, monochromatic is working within one color family. And the key to monochromatic is that season to season, the colors, like let's talk about blue here, changes. Like 1 year, navy might be hot. Another year, periwinkle might be hot. Another year, it might have another undercolor. And the idea, in my opinion, to have a smashing monochromatic quilt is you want to have it all, which means that if you are going to make a monochromatic quilt, you need to start collecting today. Because if you just are a brand new quilt maker, you're going to go to the store and the range is not going to be there. A serious reason to have a stash, as if we need one, right? So this is a monochromatic basket quilt of mine. I made this a long time ago. It will never be a pattern, because that was back in the day when close enough is good enough, and mathematically they do not go together. And I actually taught this at a Silomar, and people were saying these don't fit together. I'm like, well, what's your problem? Just make them fit together. And then I realized that, like, some were I don't even want to go into it. Anyways, it will never be a pattern. But what I want you to look at here are that there are different kinds of blues in there. There's also white in there. When you're doing a monochromatic quilt, you need white. And I'll talk more about that when I'm actually doing my show and tell on the table, okay? You need white in there. You need white, you need mediums, more mediums, you need darks. But the lights are so important, and that's probably the hardest thing to get your hands on when you go into a store. Because guess what? If I can spend money on, say, this one or this one, and they're both, say, 12 bucks a yard, this one's going to be the one that jumps into my cart, right? So the manufacturers just don't make as many lights. So basically, when a fabric line comes out, there might be this much light, this much medium, and this much dark, and you really need those lights and you really need those darks. So start collecting today. I'm a bad news friend. All right. Let's see. Then I've got, let me see, baskets. Okay, this is actually from a fabric line of mine. And I added white to it, the blues. It was all nautical, okay? And around the edge, at the Storm at Sea part, I did throw in a little bit of a blue teal, which is in the collection, okay? But I love this quilt. I don't know if I can make it bigger. I think I can, because I would love for you to see the quilting on it. Angela Walters did the quilting, and she just did a spectacular job. What you need to know is that this is a free pattern at quiltersselect.com. Go under resources and you will find the pattern there. It's a beautiful summer quilt to make. Then yesterday I went to my mini group. We were starting to meet again on Thursday afternoons, and Freddie was there. And, Freddie, and we started talking about color, and Dawn was there. We were in our little group talking. There's different little groups that happen out within the room, and we all exchange. We started talking about color, and Freddie said something that I had never heard before. If you have seen her field piece, you know that her house is saturated with color. And why do those colors all work together? And she said, it's because they're pure colors. And I said, what do you mean pure colors? I don't know what you're talking about. And Dawn and Freddie explained to me that a pure color means that white nor black has been added to it. And when you play with pure colors, you're probably going to be okay. Now, here's the problem. I have a really hard time seeing undercolors and stuff like that. But I thought that was an interesting concept that I need to think about. And the other thing is the stuff that I'm teaching you is really like 101. I remember when I would be making a quilt and I would go to the cotton patch, and I couldn't pull the fabrics together, and somebody else had to do it for me. People, this is a building process, a learning process. And how I'm going to show you today how I do it is how I do it. But you have to work with what's comfortable with you. And then Freddie was in my STAR class. It was one of the very first STAR classes I taught, and it was at the Cotton Patch. And Dawn told the story because she was in the class. And Dawn is a psychologist, and so she likes to study people. And we both just almost started crying. We were laughing so hard. So Freddie was in that class, and Freddie was all dressed in neutrals, all right? And she was just, and at lunch, she goes, I can't stand it. And she went home, because she lived right around the corner, and got all garbed up in color, like how we know Freddie. And then she came back and she was ready to create. I don't remember that at all. But boy, we laughed about that. So Dawn, now, let's say you don't have an extensive, wait, let me see what the first one is. Okay, this is, first when Dawn showed me a picture of it, it's not quilted yet, okay? But I thought, well, that's really a neutrals quilt. But then when she held it up in person, well, no, it's really a monochromatic. Well, really, it could go in the neutrals group too. And by the way, I think that's what I should talk about when we come back, because I think it's a perfect segue to go from monochromatic to neutrals, okay? But then this is what she was binding, all right? Oh, whoopsie, wrong one. Oh, if I don't have it, I'm going to be upset. Oh, wait, let's go back to that. Okay, this is the quilt pattern that she used for the one that I just showed you. It's called Lexi and it's G Designs. She wanted to make it so she wanted to knock it back as much as possible in the color department. So let's take a look, and I think she absolutely accomplished it. Would you not agree? Okay, so then this is what she was actually binding, and this is, of course, an Edita sitar pattern. And Edita does a lot of, not, who knows, she does so many wonderful things. I was just going to say she does a lot of two-color quilts, but I just took that back. This is Dawn's, and if you've never done a monochromatic quilt and you want to do one, you might just go to Edita's site and look at some of the kits that she provides. In fact, we did a block of the month with her, hey, 3 years ago, I don't remember, and it was blue and white, and it was fabulous. Okay. Then this red and white quilt is actually made by Anne, and it's a Meg Hockey design. And I think if you look, we're all pretty familiar with that, with Meg's work and her embroidery and all that good stuff. But I think this is just a beautiful, beautiful example. And actually, Anne sent it to me on Monday, and I said, oh my gosh, I'm going to use this on Friday. So this is a Meg Hockey pattern that was made by Anne. All right. So let's play. This is a very old, let me get up to the other camera. It was so fun going out with Dee yesterday. It was just, or Wednesday, it was just great. This is my original teaching sample right here. And what you can see is that you've got different kinds of blues. Like here's kind of a periwinkle. Here's a navy. You know, they're all different, but they're also all different size and scale of print. And also there's white in it. And when I say white, I don't mean necessarily white. I mean fabric with white. So size and scale of print is very important. Also light, medium, dark. And just as a color wheel side, this is a tertiary, a triangle to blue. And I threw it in and it gives it a really wonderful pop. All right. I think I talked about that on Wednesday too with one of the focus fabric groups. I thought, you know, I might just put that red in on that thing I was talking about on Wednesday. So these are older fabrics. I went to my stash. I have to tell you, preparing for these things is a total kick in the pants because it reminds me of how much I love my fabric. So the first blue I chose was this one. And this is really dark. It's got a lot of purple in it, okay? Then here's another, here's one. And I look at the different size and scale of print. Somebody asked, is it too busy on Wednesday? And I saw that John brought it to me after we had signed off. No, it's not too busy because what's going to save it is value. So then here's another one. Okay. And then notice how I'm using all different kinds of blues. The more undercolors, the happier I'm going to be. Okay. Oh, I love this one, and I think I shared this the other day. I love this one because I call it a sparkle fabric. Not only does it have, say, 2 colors of blue in it, but it also has white on top. So this has much, in my book, well, no, it's the truth. This has a much more dynamic result than, say, this one. I mean, this is beautiful. And obviously I love it because I'm hanging on to every last scrabble of it. Okay. And then Kaif was saying, hey, what about me? So I had to get Kaif in there. And actually this is starting to get into the purples. Let's see. This is a good one. This was from my first line. And it was called Color Bridge. And what I loved about it was that I would say take a monochromatic print and then I would put all the different undercolors in it so that it could say, you've got, let's say this one here. Bridges them together. These are hard fabrics to find. And you know, the line, people didn't understand it. They didn't understand it. Honestly, I think it's one of the better ones I've ever done. And actually, a couple of you wrote to me and said, yep, that was it. Okay, let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, this one's just gorgeous. Sue Penn for Frond Design. Okay, this is kind of stepping out, but a little shot of this might be a lot of fun. Oh, here's another cave saying I want to play. I'm telling you, I got super, super excited. Why is my thing starting to update? I wonder if you just saw that. I got super excited playing with my toys here because it's, and I'll hold the old one up to show you the difference. I love this fabric. Here. Okay, and so forth. So this is the difference of what we've got to deal with now versus what we dealt with 10, 20 years ago. The prints have gotten larger, okay? And that is fine with me. But what's missing? White or light. So now I'm going to start putting in some lights. This is kind of a medium though, so my pants are on fire. I just put that right there. Okay, let's put this. Good old Kaffe dots. As we're preparing the kit for foundation paper piecing, it's going to have Kaffe dots in it. I love this one. This is a fabulous piece of fabric because it's white and then it's got the color on top. These are kind of hard fabrics to get your hands on. This I bought 100 years ago, and this is all I have left. And I love this fabric because it's blue and then it's got the white on top. All right. You can see how that's starting to work. Oh, this is a goodie too. That'd be a little hard to see. But you can see as I start to add the light to it, the whole thing comes alive. Oh, here's that feed sack one. Yep. Hey, if you have old fabric and it's falling apart, you can get something called Quilter Select Fabric Prep, iron it on the back, and it will pull it together. Then this is fabric. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. It was designed by Carol. Yeah, let me see if I can hold it. Designed by Carol Gresco in Door County, Wisconsin. And she basically, this is not cotton, all right? She basically screened on top of this sheer beautiful fabric. And then on all of hers, on the borders, she put something that is indicative of Door County. She used to be in Ephraim. I think she might still work at the paint box. I don't know. But some of the quilts I've worked on, I've used this with some of my other whites as backgrounds. And then I think, okay, that's got to get in there too. So to recap, when you're doing monochromatic, you're working with one color family and you are working with many colors within that color family. All right. Do I have to put solid white in it? No. I very well could decide to do baskets that are blocks that are all in blues and set it all on a white background. Okay. So the sky's kind of the limit. Just don't get afraid of size and scale of print. I got a question from, I don't know who, but which comes first, the chicken or the egg? Do I do my block that I'm going to make first, or do I do my fabric selection? Flip a coin. Flip a coin. Many times I'll think, okay, I have to make XYZ a block, and then I'll go to the quilt store and purchase. But sometimes I'll see stuff and I'm going, you're coming home with mama and I don't know what I'm going to do with you. John's bringing in, what you got? Come home to mama and then you can just play in my stash, and or you can, yeah, I know, John. He walks in and I go, It's the chicken and the egg. Just is. Okay. Just take one, this one, blah, 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 blah. So it's funny at Diana's yesterday. We meet at Diana McClellan's house. We started talking about how long we've been in the industry, and she said, "Well, you've been in the industry 30 years." I'm like, "Man, try 40." So Terry Loy, we were talking about you. If you happen to be here, we miss you. She says she talks to you all the time. So, okay, let me show you the new rulers. I know if you have experienced the Quilter Select rulers, you understand what no slip means and how wonderful they are. And the thing that was really important to me is that the numbers went in both directions because I'm left-handed, okay? So we have actually a new pink ruler that's coming out. It actually is in the store. That is 6 by 12, and it's a fundraiser for breast cancer, the cure. And so it's pink, all right? And the other thing I wanted, while I was showing this, oh, I think it's like 19.99 or something like that. We sell these little handles, all right? It has a little nipple on it. There we go. It is not to hold the ruler like this. These rulers are not, they're non-slip, and so sometimes to pick them up is kind of a pain. So this is how I do it. I just pick it up and move it. Pick it up and move it. When I'm cutting, I want my fingers away from here. I want my hand stretched out like this, and I just position this puppy in the middle. So let me show you another really cool thing with the smaller ruler. So this is number one, okay? Where'd you go? Oh, here we go. So another really cool thing about these rulers is that look how I can move it along the path here on this mat, on this gray mat. This is different than your green mat. And why do I care? Is because I can go like this. I know mats have been really hard to get across the board. Let me turn that up. Okay. But I do think we might have one size in the store. I'm not 100%. I meant to check. Okay. So the other thing that's super exciting is that we came out, gosh, maybe a year or so ago with the the ruler for your sewing machine. Okay. For machine quilting. And this was the original one. It's 8 by 2. And I love this ruler. I love it because when you're pushing your cloth through, it actually works like a pad because it doesn't slip under it. So, I mean, it is really cool. These holes I simply use just to pick it up, to do this and that. In a sense, they're a substitute for this thing, okay? But everybody went cuckoo over this. And of course, you need the appropriate foot for your machine. We came out with a larger one that is 12 by, I guess it's 3. 12 by, what is it? It's 12 by 3, okay? But then, woot, we've got for clams, we've got for circles, we've got all of these for your machine. And these are in the warehouse. They are not in the store. So when Kristen gets back from vacay, her dad's here and they're going wine tasting. Yeah, it's a pretty good staycation. She will get it in the store. And I think, I don't know the price of these. I'm going to say these are around 30. I don't know. This is around 20. If you spend over $100, we will give you free shipping on most things. The mats not so, because they're so dang heavy, but most things we will do free shipping if you're over 100. So on early next week, I'm not supposed to say Monday, but Kristen's on the ball. Early next week, they will all be up in the store. Right now, this one is up in the store. Okay. Oh, free shipping in the USA. Sorry about that. He's my back. He's my wingman. Free shipping in the USA. Contact me if you're thinking about buying one of these, and I'll get this off to you. I mean, Bernina is thrilled that I'm able to share, virtually the virtues of the machine. But they said, they said, and I know a lot of you, well, just today I got one where the person said, I've been watching you from the beginning. It's time to spring for a machine. So, it's kind of, it wasn't intended for the internet, but this is where we're at. And this is how they have requested that I do it. Question. Oh, I do not believe, I don't think we're going to be at Houston Festival. I don't know. They're trying to get a store to go. I'm going to be at Market, but I'm not going to be at Festival. We're working out a deal with Paducah. I will not be there, but I'm pretty sure we're going to have a booth there and be a sponsor. So I will find out for you and let you know what they have decided to do. I'm just not ready to go and have, okay, this is going to come out really awful, but I think you'll understand. I don't want people this close to me. I just don't. And that's kind of what happens there. So I respectfully chose to not go to consumer shows, at least for now. It makes me sad as heck. But you know what? It is what it is, right? So let's see. Okay. Oh, wow. You guys have a lot of comments here. Quilters will have a booth at the festival. Let's see. I think we're pretty good. So displayed retirement so I could buy more. Delayed oh my gosh, Gloria, you delayed retirement so you could buy more. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So here we go. Yeah, we love these rulers. And I'm telling you, when it gets down for the machine quilting part, ooh la la. So I'm going to take off. I'm going to go hang with Robin, and we're going to go to Needle in a Haystack, and we're going to go to a favorite restaurant of ours on the water, and then we're going to go to Laces. And I know you'll be in very capable hands, all right? Also, don't forget, tomorrow Dee is teaching, continuing on with her flower quilt, which I just love. I love everything about that quilt. If I had the opportunity to make other people's patterns, that would be one I would do. I just think it's so fresh and so different. And we still have kits in the store if you're interested. All right. So the other thing I got called out on, I had mentioned that we might have a sale on oak shots. On a live, Karen told me in my mini group, and I guess I maybe was the blabbermouth that said it, and we didn't, and I apologize. But I said, Karen, do this, because she subscribes, okay? If you subscribe, remember you get a one-shot or renew, you get a one-shot 25% off shopping in the store. All right. And so I encouraged her to go find that coupon and get into the store and get it there. So that was my bad. Stuff just comes out of my mouth. I try. So, hey, you guys, have a great time with Ricky's Cool Kaleidoscope. You're going to be shocked at, in a sense, not how easy it is, but also how the results are so different. Yes. Oh, yeah. Can we use the machine rulers on the Q20? Yes, I do. And in fact, the Cindy Needham one, I was working on my 765, and I thought, okay, I've got to go over to the Q20 and continue. I was doing my little straight lines and stuff. And it was actually almost easier on the Q20 because I could see around into the back to see where I was going. Absolutely 100%. Of course, you need the 1 foot that's a little bit bigger. So I've used it on my I've used them on my 765. I use them on my my Bernina, the Q20. You can use them on a long arm. I mean, they're just great because they don't slip. Again, they're not in the store. They will be in the store early next week, and we have plenty. My next project is foundation paper piecing, but what we have decided to do is wait until after taping. So when I get back on the 9th, I believe I said, yeah, we'll do something for a couple weeks. Well, I'm going to continue on with this. We're going to start with neutrals that day, which I love neutral quilts. And I'll do some stuff in there. And then I think we decided, not I think, we did decide September 8th. That is the Wednesday after Labor Day. we will start on it. So everybody's got time to catch up and all that. I have to show you, I'm old school. Right here, old school. Forget all that on my computer. I want it in my hands. Have a wonderful time with Ricky. Play along. He will go over all the fabric stuff on Monday. You'll have plenty of time to pull and play and sew your strata. Okay? Goodbye. Happy sewing, and I can't wait to see what you guys produce from that class.